pull this.
Can you record it manually?
Yeah.
It's still going on.
Yeah.
Yes! Don't you diss that Lord Field! Don't you diss that Lord Field! I finally did it! Don't you diss that Lord Field! I know! Welcome back. And if you can't tell from the beginning of this video, the first little 2-minute segment, I threw 300. My first 300 with this ball, you know, this gorgeous looking bowling ball. It's amazing. I will say I'm sorry, Tuesday, I know I had a video go last week, but I had some issues with it, and like, it just didn't work. So I had to take it off. And then Thursday I didn't bowl, I don't think, so I just couldn't do a video. And Saturday I was tired, and I was like, I'll just do a video Tuesday when I get the new Xs iron. My new Xs iron. And I love this ball. And I'm considering buying multiple of them because of the fact that this ball is amazing. I mean, if you couldn't tell from the third shot in the game, it should have never carried, but it did. Period. Like, that ball should have never carried, but it did. The 11th shot was almost just as bad, and the 12th shot was pretty decent. But yeah, let's talk about the bowling ball. Let's not talk about my 300, which I did. I recorded that because I wanted to get film for for the video. I wanted to do a ball review, so I have the video playing, and then I would do my ball review of it, right? Well, it turns out I just shot 300 with the video on, so I was like, cool. And if you can't hear me, by the way, if you can't hear me in the background, like when I say something in the 12th shot, after the 12th shot, I say, don't you diss Lordfield. Because my friend, I'm not going to mention names or anything, he was talking, it probably won't be good or anything. I'm like, well, bet. So when I did that, he was dumbfounded, and I had to say it. You know, it's a joke. It's a friendly thing. But yeah. So I'm going to show the layout on this real quick. You know, looks ugly on camera, I know. My Sarge Easter grip looks terrible. CG kicked out, pin above bridge, kind of, more towards the ring, or middle finger. Very, very nice layout on the ball. I will say, throwing this ball was really nice. Like, I felt really comfortable where I was playing with it. I was playing pretty deep for me. If anybody knows who I am, and you've seen me bowl, a lot of times I don't move that deep. I hardly ever move that deep. But this ball is quite strong, and frankly, it's one of the best motions I've seen from a strong, symmetrical ball. What it reminds me of a lot of is my Phase 2. My Phase 2 was my 299 ball. It reminds me a lot of that, but it also hits a lot better than that, and it has a lot more back end on it. And I know you really don't say with balls that are smooth they have back end, but it just has a lot more overall hook. If I had to give it a 1 through 10 on a scale of hook for symmetrical balls, I would give it, probably an 8. 5 would be like middle ground as much as possible, like your benchmark ball. I would put this 7.5, 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. Is it really jumpy or is it really smooth? Well, it's smooth. It is smooth as butter. It just rolls. I mean, if this was, this was an object, it would literally be butter. Like, if this was an edible object, it would be butter. It is that smooth, and it's that clean up front. And it doesn't overreact when it hits dry, and it doesn't underreact when it goes through friction. It reads it very well. Of course, and the cover stock on this ball is the Synchrotron Alpha Solid. It's at 1,000 grit solid. This ball looked beautiful, by the way. I just keep looking down this ball, and every time I see this green mixed with purple, and you can't see in the magenta, but you can't really see it here, but if you get on the lines, you can see the real purple of it, and purple is my favorite color. So, yeah, it's really nice. It's also a two-piece ball, and I love two-piece bowling balls. Two-piece bowling balls are my favorite because they hit so nice. And wow. What else about this ball I can mention? Surprisingly, like this ball surprised me a lot because I was thinking it would be more towards the 6 and 5 area with hook. I didn't think it would be as strong as it was because it's not the newest bowling ball out there. Even though I got it brand new, it's not the newest bowling ball, and I put my normal layout on it. But I mean, it was just so beautiful when I threw it. I mean, I threw one shot with it and I missed the head pin. Like I threw my first shot with it in practice and everything. I missed the head pin completely. Like I went, it like off the lane, and then I adjusted, and I was playing. When I shot 300, I was standing 34, placing it down on 36, 37 ish area. Well, not placing it down because that's off the lane, but like around that area. I was playing last dot basically, and I was throwing it to. I was hitting the middle arrow, so about 20, and it was getting out to about 15. It was just smooth comeback and just drilling the pocket. I mean, I threw one messenger today. This wasn't during the 300 game, but I threw a messenger off the camera, and it literally, I hit the head pin bounces, comes all the way in front of the 10 pin. So it goes, here's your 10 pin, here's your head pin, right? Head pin gets knocked to the sidewall, and usually messengers come from back. This head pin goes in front and rolls in front, takes out the 10 pin. That was awesome. And I didn't really throw messengers with this ball. Believe it or not, I didn't throw messengers with this ball. I just buried pocket, just strike after strike after strike. I didn't really run into carry issues. The only time I ran into carry issues when I threw it bad. Like every time I threw it good, it was a strike or like a wrap 10, which I'm okay with shooting wrap 10s. Really, I am. And that was my first 300 as a 16-year-old who's only been bowling for 2.5, well, not 2.5, but like 2 3/4 of years, who taught himself everything he knew to a point, and then finally got a coach this June. I got a coach this June, who's also my pro shop guy who drilled this up. Shout out to Mike Head for drilling my balls up and making this possible, because I can't throw 300, with a ball with no holes in it. Mike, you're the best. He's amazing. He's my favorite pro shop guy ever, period. No offense to any of the other guys. I love y'all to death, but Mike just knows what he's doing with my stuff. I don't know why. And I want to shout out to Anthony, by the way. I know I'm giving shout outs now, but Anthony, my buddy, I always bowl with him on Tuesdays. Him and Norris, I always bowl with. Norris wasn't here, though. Anthony, he, my camera fell. My phone camera fell, as you can tell in the 10th frame. After the 10th shot, it kind of fell because I was holding it on the ball return and it just fell off. Well, he picked it up and he did the 12th shot because I fixed it. Or no, it fell after the 11th shot, and he fixed it, but then it fell again. So he just picked it up and held it for the 12th shot, 300. Don't you diss Lordfield? Period. Guys, you gotta buy one of these. If you can find one brand new, buy one. Period. There is no arguing. This is one of the best bowling balls I've ever thrown. And usually you have that company bias, right? People saying, oh, this is the best bowling ball I've ever thrown. This is the new stuff that's coming out. Well, this ball's 5 years old. I got it brand new. But 5 years old, something like that. And it is one of the best I've ever thrown. I mean, this is up here with my Diva Pearl, which, if y'all know me, my Diva Pearl is my first 700 ball and one of my favorite balls of all time. This ball is just... I can't beat this because it gives me what I like. I hate skid flippy ball reactions, and I can throw skid flippy ball reactions most of the time, but I really like smooth transition. I don't like jumping up the spot. I like it really clean, early reading, smooth stuff. And yes, I have to throw it, some of the stuff. Like, I have to throw like pearls that are shiny, sometimes because just how things work out. That's just how life goes. But I mean, honestly, I like solids mostly. I mean, you know me, last year gold, I went all up to junior gold with 5 different solid bowling balls. Just 5. I didn't even buy anymore. I didn't even bother to bring it. I just brought 5. But no, this ball, it wasn't like early at your feet. It was early where, I mean, if you had a 40-foot pattern, it would read at 41. It wasn't like jumping off the spot. It was just clean, strong. It was a motion you expect out of an asymmetric solid, just without as much hook. I mean, it is just a beast. I mean, it went through the oil clean. It didn't read at my feet. It didn't die on me. It didn't spin like a top. I mean, the first few shots, I actually got good shots on that I was adjusted on. I struck and buried a pocket. I mean, it was just so easy. This ball made me throw 300. Like, I threw some bad shots. This ball made up for it. And I know that's probably a company bias, as people say, because I hate that, because people are like, oh, you're on staff with them, therefore you're going to like their stuff more because, you know, they're you know, giving you the deals and all that stuff. Well, no. If I bought this ball and I was never on staff, I would still say it's one of the best balls I've ever thrown. If I bought this ball and I wasn't on staff, I would still think it literally was one of the best hitting bowling balls I've ever thrown. And it's just so good. I mean, it's clean, it's early, it's smooth, it hits like a truck. It doesn't burn out energy, because I know when you get earlier bowling balls, they just kind of go dead. And when you hit the pocket, it hits like a pancake. Honestly, with those bowling balls, you're better off throwing plastic urethane with pancake cores in them, or plastic or urethane with pancakes in them. But this ball just, it does it all. It gives me the perfect ball motion. This is now my benchmark bowling ball. It is a strong benchmark, but it is a benchmark for me, because it gives me everything I've ever wanted in a bowling ball. It gives me length, but also read. It gives me earliness, but also not too early. It gives me smoothness, and it gives me carry. And, I mean, you can't beat it. Like, 300 with it, first day getting it. Like, what's better than that? That's like a kid in the candy shop. And I highly suggest, if you want one of these, buy them. If you see me throwing it and say, I throw like him, buy one. If you need something that's a benchmark, strong reaction that will get you down the lane, buy one. I don't say that about everything. I like the high road, I would say don't buy one. I mean, there's only like a few balls I would say. I mean, I wouldn't say buy a single EBI ball, because I can't throw EBI to save my life. I'm terrible with EBI. But some people are great with EBI. I mean, I wouldn't tell most people to buy some motive equipment. Some motive equipment's great, but I mean, some of it I just can't stand. And some people say it's the best stuff they've ever thrown. You know, it's just a personal opinion. I know this is my first blowback, and you saw my 300, and I just want y'all to know, I'm going to give a big shout out here to Turbo as well, because Turbo switch grip, Turbo insert, Turbo's great. I love Turbo grips to death. And I think that'll be it for this video. I shot 300, ball review, this ball's good. Overall review, buy one. I mean, you'll probably never hear me say that again, because I'll say, oh, this kind of person shouldn't have it, or this kind of... Literally, I don't see anybody not being able to throw this ball. If you get one drilled for you properly, put your comfort layout on this ball will be the best ball you've ever thrown. I'm pretty positive on that. We'll see how it does. I have Saturday, I have league, Sunday, tournament. I'm excited. Thursday, I have practice. Get to practice with this ball on Sport Shot. Y'all ain't even ready for this. This stuff's about to get awesome. So, you know what? I will say another time, buy this ball. Love this ball. My dad's gonna get one drilled up for him, and everything. And to finish that video off, I'll say this is the company of champions right here. This is the company of champions. Lordfield Lane Masters, California Bowling LLC, baby. We're going to make a comeback. We're going to be the biggest company in the U.S. one day. And to that, I will say salute.